Feel to have coach back.
It feels amazing. He's the leader of our team. He does so much for us. Obviously, he's the coach. So we were all so happy to see him on the bus the first time. It really gave us, hope going forward. It was great.
What was your reaction when you saw him come on the bus? Were you guys expecting that at all?
No, he surprised us. He didn't tell us. I mean, I texted him that day and I asked how are you feeling. He said much better. So I was kind of like, no, maybe he's gonna make a little comeback today. But obviously, like when we saw him, it was a big surprise. He didn't announce himself, so it was nice to see him.
When you say there's a big difference, is it just in feeling whole again as a team, or does he bring just something different to the team?
I mean, definitely us feeling whole as a team, but also, him and CD are such different when it comes to coaching styles. I feel like, them working together is way better than either of them working alone. Although CD did a great job, throughout these few games that she was coaching, I thought she was great. And I honestly enjoyed, her being the head coach a little bit. It was a little different, but we missed Coach a lot, and just them two working together is so much better because they're so different. They fulfill each other up.
How are they different?
Many ways. Coaches sometimes I feel like they're just they know each other so well. They know our team so well. They just once one of them has a little more grumpier, bad day, the other one, kind of like, all right, it's all right, we got this. It's just they exchange a little bit when it comes to that, and just advice-wise, if coach doesn't see something, CD does. If CD doesn't see something, coach does. So yeah.
Because CD said that she couldn't be him, she had to be herself. But did she change at all? Like she had to argue with referees and stuff. She changed a little bit, right?
Well,
when
me and Coach talked about it. I feel like she enjoyed it so much. She said she didn't enjoy it, but she loved it. She loved being the head coach. She loved being in charge a little bit. I think she did a great job. She was definitely a little bit softer than what I thought she would be. But she just had so much to take care of, and I feel like she really did a great job at that.
Can you talk about how practices have been different now that you have more bodies there, and how the rotations have been different, and how everybody is working their way back in?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, having Coach and AZ back on the same day, I feel like that gave us a little relief, especially in practice. We have more bodies, we're able to, play more aggressive, run more, do more things that we couldn't do before because we had to, either save ourselves or save our energy or just, be more careful when it comes to the amount of people that we have. So it's definitely a big relief. And, once we get Yana and Caroline back, we're going to be great. I feel like finally everything's going to be, set together the way it was supposed to be, and I can't wait for them to come back too.
What was it like to see AZ do so well in her first game back?
I mean, she was out for a month, a little bit more than a month. Yeah. I mean, that's a long time, without such a great player, such a great shooter. It was great to have her back. She opens the floor for us so well. Obviously, as you guys saw, she didn't change at all. She just came in, did her thing. Didn't need a lot to, settle in back with us. So, yeah. And, it's not even just her offense. It's her defense that also, brings so much to our team, to our game. So just an all-around player that, we needed so much, and we're glad that we finally got her back.
And emphasis has been turnovers. You guys only committed 10 last game. What did you guys work on to get to that point?
Well, I feel like just emphasizing it every day in practice. Turnovers are something I feel like you can't really work on. You just gotta, individually, all of us need to just realize, be calmed down a little bit and not rush. I feel like the other teams would rush us. And honestly, we would just rush ourselves sometimes without the other team doing anything. So I feel like us individually is the reason that we had so many turnovers. Me, as the leader of the turnovers the past few games. So just the emphasis on no rush, keeping it together. And I feel like also getting people back helped a lot because, our minds were clearer, we were more focused because we had more energy. So
does this have a little bit of a preseason feel to it as everybody gets back and you guys try to figure each other out? And how are you easing people back in? Because I know the doctors are saying these days you can't send
Yeah.
somebody back in their full bore.
Yeah, absolutely. It has a little bit of a preseason feeling. As I said, like we're also missing Yana and Caroline, so that's still a huge hole for us that we need to fulfill in, and we can't wait to have them back. But although it has a little bit of a preseason feeling, I feel like it's even better because now that the chemistry of the team is like really good, which in preseason it wasn't the best yet. So I feel like it's even better than the preseason feeling, and just so glad to have them back and can't wait to have everybody back.
What was it like having Tina at practice this week?
Oh my God, that was amazing. It was so good. She was practicing with us yesterday, and I was like, you always think like, yes, they're vets. She's been in the WNBA for 13 years. That's a long time. You expect them to be so good, but seeing that on the court, the way she plays, the way she reads the game, you can't move her. She's literally like her rock in the paint. It's amazing. It's just like so cool to see that experience, and it's so amazing for them to keep coming back. Because I don't know a lot of alumni that come back to their programs like our alumni do. So we're so thankful to have the opportunity to play against them, play with them. It's definitely a huge learning experience, especially for our bigs, especially.
How did Aaliyah and those guys do against Tina?
Oh, they did well. They did well. Tina, she's just amazing. A great vet. I'm saying you can't move her into paint, no matter who you are. You can't. I think they played a little one-on-one against each other, so that was cool to see. I feel like they did great. Tina won, but they did great.
Did they talk to you about how they were? I mean, Gino used to get on Tina like nobody's business here, talking about how all her rebounds came because she'd miss her own shot.
Oh my God.
She used to say that all the time. But did they kind of tell you guys, listen, even the best players get this, and sometimes the best players get it more than anybody else from the coaches?
Of course. I feel like I've already seen that kind of, with Paige the past couple of years when she was here. She's obviously such an amazing player, and, Coach gets on her the most. So even yesterday, like when Tina was practicing, I feel like CD at one point said like, "Tina, run," something like that. I was like, oh my God. And the way she told her that. So like, it's funny, it's even after 13 years, CD and Coach are always going to find something to tell them. So it's just funny. And it just proves how good Tina is and how good of a job they did with her, because, she still accepts, even making mistakes or like, her needing to be better even after 13 years in the league, which is crazy to me. It just shows her growth and like how amazing of a vet and a player she is. And that really made me think a little bit about, future and how I want to be, after 13 years of playing somewhere. So, yeah.
How did Tina react to being yelled at by CD?
She reacted great. I was very surprised. Like she reacted like, she's been doing this here for 4 years. So, definitely a great reaction. I said, like, I thought it was a great example for all of us, the way she reacted to, CD was joking, but still, like, seeing a vet get yelled at is so cool. Honestly, I think it's super cool.
Is there anything she told you guys or any advice she gave you guys that stood out?
Yeah, of course. She during the game, I love the support thing. I always feel like in the league, it's everybody for themselves, stuff like that. But you can tell that her team and her team spirit, her team energy, the will to win, is still here, and she never lost it. Even though she now makes money from playing basketball. So just the way she supported us, high fives, all that, just pays a lot of attention to details. I feel like that was great. It was great to see that from somebody that's a vet.
You'll come back and visit when you're
I would
famous.
love to. Yes, of course. I would love to.
CD said the other day that when Morgan was burning sage, you were the one who
Oh my God.
smelled it the first time.
Yes.
Or can you tell us what you remember from what happened there?
Oh my God. So I have never burned sage in my life. And I don't know if that's an American, I don't know. We don't do that in Croatia. So I came into the locker room and I was like, what is that smell? I thought something was burning. So I got a little concerned, what if I know and then something burns and something happens and I'm the only one that didn't say anything. So I called up CD and I said, CD, something smells in the locker room. I think something's burning. So she got concerned. We called Chris in. So people are everybody's in, inspecting what's burning. So Morgan just comes in. She's like, "Oh, I burned sage." Like, "Oh, okay, don't anymore, please." So yeah, that was funny. Didn't smell good. I don't know why people do that. But.
It sounds like there were some other things, like someone brought holy water. She
Yes,
said,
I don't know.
And
They
then there
tried
was
everything.
the hoop dancer or something.
Oh yes, no, that was the Native Americans
Right.
came to visit us and just showed us a little bit
Yeah.
about their culture. I think that was super cool. And yeah, they also did a little bit of a healing on our team. I mean, I feel like it's helping. You know,
Yeah.
we're getting people back, so maybe it is. I don't know about the sage though, but everything else. Yeah.
Do you tell Morgan like no more?
Yeah, so no more, please. At least not in the locker room.
But did that, like, you guys played so well against St. John's, like, just getting people back, like you said, you were, like, that helped with the turnovers, because you just seemed freer, like, everybody, like, was moving the ball and doing what they're, like, it just kind of helped.
Yes,
Like, a
absolutely.
mental lift to have Coach and AZ.
Definitely. Like, I feel like, it was a bit of like security, as I said, like a little bit of a relief for us. You're not so tentative to make mistakes, for example. So I feel like with not being tentative to make mistakes, you're going to play better basketball. Of course, you have to be careful, but, just knowing that you have somebody, that you have more people on the bench and you can play harder and you can like wear yourself completely out, I feel like helped a lot.
Do you guys get talked to at all about context of the game, like maybe don't dive over 2 rows of chairs when you're a team by 20 points and trying to avoid injuries kind of that way? Or is it a one, you play your hardest and that's it?
We don't ever talk about that. I feel like, even if we're up 30, 40, we all have to dive into the chairs. So just play the hardest as we can. I always say, like, the first quarter, the second quarter, third, it doesn't matter if we're up or if we're down or if we're not. We're here trained to always play the same. So I feel like, with injuries, like most of the injuries we've had, I mean, almost all the injuries we had were very uncontrollable. Something that we really couldn't control. Like if you play hard, stuff like that is sometimes going to happen. I feel like we've had just a lot of bad luck this year. That's it. But as you can tell, like people are starting to come back. Everything's starting to settle in place. So we're just going to continue to play hard and, dive into chairs and all that. That's just what we do, and we're just going to keep doing it regardless.
Every concussion is different. And you had one in December. Do you give advice to Caroline or Yana about how to deal with it?
I mean, I feel like Caroline, because of last year, she already has a little bit of experience with that, We're all here for them. I feel like mine was not that bad. It wasn't something that I'm able to give advice on, Everybody's journey is different. But, just being there for each other. If they need anything, any help, that's all we can do, It's still a protocol that they have to go through by themselves. So I feel like they're getting a lot better, which is, a very good sign. And we're just very anxious to have them back already.
Back in the day, they used to put people in dark rooms when they got concussions, tell you not to read, just rest. And now the doctors will say that's totally changed. They want you to have a little cardio and that kind of thing. But still, patience is the biggest deal, and it's going to take 10 days for most people to get back.
Yeah.
Is the patience the hardest part? What is the hardest part? Is it the headaches? Is it the patience? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, for me personally, I was not sensitive to light. I was not sensitive to sound. It was just the initial hit and the way I reacted after that hit. That was kind of, better sit me for a week than risk something. So I was okay. Like I went through a protocol pretty fine. Nothing was bothering me. I feel like Yana and Caroline have it a little bit, I wouldn't say more severe, but just, a normal concussion. So they've been going through the protocol and it's been pretty well for now. But I feel like the worst thing is patience, definitely. You see everybody playing every day. You just want to get out there already. But you have to go to the protocol. So I feel like, patience, but they'll get there, They're almost there.
As the person who runs the offense, how much of an effect can AZ's return have on your offense?
A lot. Like, it changes it completely, I feel like. Because, she opens the floor for us so well. We have another 3-point threat. When Caroline comes back, it's going to be an even more open floor, That opens up space for our bigs so much in the paint because everybody's focused on our shooters outside. So, our bigs have an easier job of getting to the rim. And also, just having her as an all-around player. I feel like everybody always talks about her shooting, but she's such an all-around player. She can play one-on-one anytime she wants. A great defensive threat, she's a longer guard that can help us, if you want to press, if you want to do different stuff. So just an all-around great player, the best shooter for us. Like, what else can I say? It's just like so evident that she changes the offense for us.
Does she create a little bit more confidence in you guys, or are you so confident to begin with that she just kind of meshes in with that?
I feel like a little bit of both. I feel like with her coming back, I have somebody to pass the ball and be like, that's going in. Like I'm 100% sure it's going in. If it's not, I'm like, what is going on? Like, so a little bit of both. I feel like she also meshes with our confidence inside, but definitely brings it to us, knowing that if we set a good screen on her, if we give her a good pass, that shot's going in.